Welcome, friends. It is the afternoon. I was going to do this in the morning, but I had to make some notes. Welcome to Tea Time with Tracey, a time when we can have a conversation, sip some tea, and join in some fellowship. Let's just get right into it. Today I wanted to talk about the book that I just finished reading. It's The Power of Now. I think it's upstairs. Yeah, it's upstairs. Anyway, what a great book. It's going to take a sip here. Oh, it's good. What a great book. I actually did make some notes because there's a couple of things I wanted to mention, and it's jam-packed. It's a really good book. It definitely fits in to where my life is right now, and I know it would benefit, and you would benefit from it if you'd read it. Everybody would benefit from it, because being present is definitely something that we are missing with social media. Like I said, it's funny that this has happened. Like I'm doing social media, but with social media, like I mean phones. I'm talking about phones. I'm talking about texting instead of actually having a conversation. That's what this whole thing is about. Having a conversation, having a relationship with someone. We're missing that, And so this book just fit right into everything that's happening in my life. I'm sure it's not just my life, but anyway, the book covered from wholeness, from our wholeness, from me and you, to salvation in fulfillment of life to the fullest, meaning like what I was talking about before, like finding something that setting goals, having like interests outside of the home or even inside the home, doing something that is your passion, like something that you get fired up about, and it makes you alive, it makes you whole, like what it's saying. It's about wholeness. Was talking about judging ourselves. We definitely need to stop judging ourselves and our partners, to going from judging ourselves and our partners to acceptance, and that is living in the now. Like when you're judging, think about it, when you're judging someone, you are taking past experience, maybe from somebody else, but past experiences of that person, or your expectations of that person is your expectation. It's not necessarily what, you're not letting them fulfill their life as well, because you are expecting of them something maybe they're not prepared to do or be, or you understand? Like, I mean, hope that makes sense. It's about true communication. Like I said, we're losing that. We're losing the communication with one another. Back in the day when we would have suppers, we would sit around after supper and maybe play cards, or we would play, or just sit and talk, have coffee, have dessert, have coffee, have a conversation. It's always around food, isn't it? Likewise, my other channel is always around the food, but, but that's just social. That's just being social, right? When ego is created, or ego is our creation in our minds, it's basically due to resistance. Like you're resisting change, you're resisting, and like I said, you're expecting someone to have your goal, your what you perceive them to do, be, whatever. That's the ego as well. That's in your mind, right? Like in surrendering, when you surrender, You no longer need that ego. You don't need the ego's defenses. And you can take off that mask, that false mask of ourselves. We can actually be ourselves and be out there. And that's what the ego doesn't like. The ego doesn't like us to be out there because it tells us in our mind that if you're out there, you can get hurt. Don't do it. You're going to get hurt. You're vulnerable. You feel self-conscious. Basically, in a nutshell, I'm gonna go to the summary because there's just, like I said, this book is jam-packed and you're gonna love it. From this power, it makes the past powerless, right? When you are here in the now, you're not thinking about the past, you're not thinking about the future so much, but you are here, now, present. Nothing that you did and nothing that was done to you isn't who you really are, could never even touch in the slightest of who you are right now, today, and as a person right now. If you let that go, that's what I'm saying, letting that part go and saying, well, you know, people have had bad things happen to them. Not everybody is fortunate to have had a wonderful childhood, full of peace, love, and happiness, and no hurts. If we are present, if we gain our power by letting go of that past, letting go of that hurt, that emotion of fear for the future, fear of letting that go. Who are we? And when you figure that out, but I'm here, I'm now, I'm present, I'm alive. It's something that you should feel joy, and you should feel that power because you survived it. You are, I want to say you are who you are today because of it, but don't dwell on it. Don't stay in that. You gotta move on, not to the future, but move on to now and say, okay, that happened in the past, you know, it was bad, but I need to find my power. I need to find my purpose, my joy. I need to find my enthusiasm for now, for today. In summary, just surrender to what is now, and become fully present. And you will know when you have surrendered, because you no longer need to ask that question. When will the past cease to have any power? Is when you surrender and you say, it is what it is. It was what it was. Find your passion. Find that joy. Find that happiness. It really has opened my eyes to a lot of stuff that, you know, I have been going, like I said, starting this journey of this. It took a while. It took 2 years. It was about 2 years, but this year is the year that I felt that power. I felt like I let go. I finally let go of the shitty past. You know, all the, you know, everybody has had things happen, right? We're not, like I said, you know, God bless you if you've had an awesome childhood and an awesome life, and you know, you married your childhood sweetheart, and you're having, you know, you've had babies with that person, and or, you know, it's wonderful, it's bliss. You're blessed, but not everybody has that. And when you let it go and you take your power back, and you no longer need to. I love that ending. That was the ending of the book. You will know when you have surrendered to the past and you've let it go, when you don't have to ask the question anymore. When will the past cease to have power? When it's, and the power of like control over you. When that happens, it's a breath of fresh air, and I pray that for everybody. And by the way, subscribe, like, and go back to the first one where I was talking about reading this book in Tea Time with Tracey. And like I said, I felt like I've read this book before, but I never got it. You know what I'm saying? Like, there are books that you read and you think, you know, you're maybe a page or maybe even a chapter into it and you're like, I read this before. But, you know, and I felt like I did, but I didn't get it because I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. I definitely wasn't ready to hear the message, and sometimes you're just not ready to hear the message, but I was ready this time. I put on Facebook a question. Actually, I should have put it on here, but I put it on Facebook to ask the question whether there was two books. There was two books, and this was a hard decision. That's why I put it out for everybody. Like, can you help me decide? Because I want to read them both at the same time, but I can't, right? Obviously. This one here, I heard about. I had already bought this book. I bought this book. It called to me. It was at a Salvation Army book, and with the books, right? And it just called up to me. It looked good, and it still looks good to me. This one here was the one that I saw when I was but I was listening to a tape in A Course in Miracles with Dr. Dyer. And Dr. Dyer actually did the foreword in this one, so that's why I was interested in this too. But yeah, so they're both really good, but you have to choose one, Tracey. So I chose this one because, I don't know, it just seemed, this was the first one that called to me. And it's funny that everybody chose this one. Like, I mean, if you go on Facebook, on my page, everybody did. And it was, I love the feel of it. You know, don't you just love books? I could never be a Kindle reader. I love the feel of books. I love the smell. I love books. And that's another thing. That's another passion that I've missed and I've lost. And I got it back, is to read. Actually have reading time in the morning with my coffee and with my tea in the afternoon. Just find your joy, find your happiness. I don't, if it could be just reading, you know, it's, and when you're reading, that's another thing. When you are reading, you are in the now, you are in the present because you're reading, right? You can't be juggling 5 things at once, which we normally do in our life, because you won't remember what you read. And I think that's why, getting back to the beginning of this, I did read that book. I'm sure I did, but that could be why I don't remember reading it, because I really wasn't. I was reading the book about being in the now, and I wasn't in the now. I was wherever else. So that's why I don't remember any of it, but really good book. I am so glad that I found it. Actually, I found it with this one in the Salvation Army bookstore. So yeah, I'm going to start reading this one, and if you guys want to join along. If you've read it, please save the ending or whatever. But as we're reading it, please make comments. I want to hear your take on it. It looks really good, and I just, like I said, I love the feel of it. It feels like a nice book. If that makes any sense. That was weird, but this will be my next book of choice for Tea Time with Tracey, and this might take me a little bit longer than a week, like it took the other one. Actually, it was a week and a half, wasn't it? It was a week and a half for that one. But anyway, wherever you are, I hope you are happy. And I hope you are getting fulfillment in life, and you are finding your purpose, finding your joy, finding your happiness. And that's all I could ask for anybody is that you're, find your passion, find your love of whatever it is. And sip some tea. Enjoy whatever minute of the day that you've got. And enjoy that in the now. And God bless you. I am going to finish my salad, and then I'm going to start reading my book. Till next time, hit the subscribe button, hit the like, the little thumbs up, and hopefully you'll hit the bell for the next one. And have a good week, and I'll see you next Tuesday. I won't be finished, but I will see you next Tuesday. Well, write in the comments what you would like me to talk about next Tuesday. And let's have a little chat. Love ya.